You want a cool lighting idea for your column array speakers? Stick around and I'll show you how. So if you're a DJ who does weddings or other events, here's a cool idea to add to your column arrays that'll add a little extra wow factor to your show. Now before I get started, make sure to like and share this video. Don't be weird, subscribe, ring that bell, and leave me a comment below. I want to see your feedback in the comments, and I'm curious how you guys would use this lighting setup to enhance your lighting designs. Now, all I ask that if you use this build based on my designs, please just give me a credit in the video and a credit in your comments as well. Other than that, feel free to use it, and I'm curious to see what you guys come up with and how it looks. Alright, so I'm going to build a ton of these. So if this is something that you like and you're interested in purchasing, my email will be in the link below. If I get enough interest, I may build a ton of these and put them up for sale, but it all depends on you. So let me know, email's in the description below. Alright, so here's the materials you're going to need to build this out. You're going to need shrink wrap, magnets, Velcro, scissors, LED channel track with white channel diffuser, LED strips, which is going to come with the remote, Bluetooth, app, LED, and all supporting accessories. Link to everything is in the description below. Alright, so before we get started, I say this. I have crazy invention ideas running through my head all the time, and I just need to get them out before I forget. So with this, I went ahead and already created and built this, and this is just going to be a recreation to show you guys what I did, how I created it, and how the process goes. Now, when we're getting started, the first thing you want to do is lay the channel track flat down. Open the contents of your LED lighting strip. Measure your lighting strip to make sure it's the same length as your channel track. Now important, before you tape down the LED strip, make sure you slide the shrink wrap over the LED strip and all the way down to the end. You're going to want to do this because if you don't do this and you tape it down first, you won't be able to get that shrink wrap over the other end connector. Now, this doesn't hinder everything, it's just more for aesthetics and give it a clean look. So if your guests look behind your speaker and they see your LED strip on there, it's going to look super clean and be extra nice, but it doesn't add any of the functionality to it. So if you miss it, not a big deal. After you measure and cut the LED tape to length, tape it to your channel track. After you tape the LEDs to your channel track, go ahead and snap the diffuser cover to the channel track right in place. Now, the channel tracks come with end pieces, which gives it a nice, clean, and professional look, so you can go ahead and put this on the end as well. Now, at this point, the LED strip is pretty much done, so it's time to decide how you want to be able to mount these to your speakers or anything else. I chose to use Velcro because I think that's going to give you the most flexibility out of everything. That'll allow you to connect it to another set of Velcro for a magnet, or to a wall, to a floor, to a ceiling, to a facade, really anything you can think of. You're really just limited by your creativity, but I think using Velcro gives it that extra hole and gives you a lot of mounting options where this thing won't move. Usually on higher end column arrays, they're made out of metal, so magnet is definitely going to be the way to go for snapping that right to your column array and making it a lot easier to set up and break down in seconds. Important thing to note, when plugging your LEDs into the power supply, make sure the arrows are pointing towards each other. Otherwise, your LEDs may not turn on. So if your LEDs don't turn on, just flip your connector 180 degrees and plug them back in, and your light should turn on right there. So the great part about this LED lighting is that it has a built-in microphone, so that'll allow the lights to dance to the music. There's also an app that allows you to connect with it via Bluetooth. There's a remote control that can do almost everything that the Bluetooth app's going to do, but I think you're going to find that the app's going to be a lot easier to navigate and get what you want a lot quicker. It also allows you to access your different modes, do color fades, to group the speakers, whatever you like. Now you can control multiple lights at the same time or individually. For example, I have LED strips built into my DJ furniture. You can check that out in another video. So I can control that individually, or I can control both LED strips on the back of my column arrays at the same time. Now the length of this is about 39.5 inches, which for the Bose L1 Pro is a couple inches shorter than the column array itself, so it fits perfectly on the back of the speaker and looks like it was almost just made for that speaker. And the beautiful part about this, you don't have to stick to my sizes. You can make this bigger, smaller, for whatever you need. It's, again, not limited. to just your column array speakers, but that's what I'm using it for in this video. But you can also use this on your facades to give yourself a nice even glow on the floor, on the top, outline your facade. There's really so much that you can do with these. Now for mounting, I use magnets because they're pretty strong. It gives you that solid snap that's going to give you confidence that you have a solid connection. The channel track is extremely light. I mean, it's practically weightless. So with the magnets, this is going to snap right to your speaker. It's going to hold, it's not going to move, it's not going to rattle. It's perfect for this project. Another great part about this is that you're not limited to the amount of light that comes through this. If you want more light to come through that channel track, just use a clear diffuser. That'll let so much more light come through. These are already pretty bright. Now, if you don't like the look where you can see each individual LED through the diffuser, you can use a thicker diffuser, and that's going to give you more of that smooth fade throughout the length of the channel track. Now, as far as mounting goes, you have a ton of options with this. Again, you don't have to mount this to the column array. You can mount it to your furniture, ceiling, walls, floor, facade, whatever you think of. But if you're mounting this to your column array, here's some other cool ideas. You can mount it to the side, so you get a nice side feel, whether that's facing towards you or whether it's facing the other direction. And here's what it looks like from the side. So if a guest decides to look behind your speaker because they see this ambient glow and they're just curious where it comes from, it's gonna look really nice, and it's just gonna add to everything that you do. It's gonna be so beautiful. And here's what it looks like if you decide to mount it to the front. So again, you might want to change your diffuser because you see each of the LEDs, but maybe you don't mind. But this gives you another option of what you can do based on how you set this up. Now, for my purpose, I really love that ambient glow where you don't see the light, you just see the glow. You don't know where the light is coming from. They look at the column array and they're gonna be like, whoa, where is this light coming from? So this is most likely how I'm gonna mount mines, I wanna say at least 80% of the time. Now, one thing to note, when front mounting these, I thought it might block the sound, but with the Bose L1 Pros, because of the way the speakers are oriented, I got zero sound blockage and I can still hear the sound loud and clear everywhere. If you're using a different speaker, you just may want to test this just to be safe that you're not going to be blocking a lot of your sound from coming out of the speaker. Now, if you add a portable battery to this, you can put it anywhere, which will make this even more versatile than it already is. Now, for transport, you're probably wondering, how the heck do you transport this thing? And yes, it's another item that I got to figure out how to transport. Well, here's a fun fact for you. With my Bose L1 Pro, again, this is just shorter than a column array, so this actually slides perfect right in the column array bag, which is padded and protected. The only thing is just to make sure the plastic side is facing your column array, so there's less chance of the possibility of your speaker getting scratched. But so far, for my use, I haven't had any scratches, and this works out really well. You know where it is, it's not going to get damaged, and it's all located in one central area, which is going to make it easier for setup and breakdown and pack away for transport. Now, if you want to use this with a DMX controller, you're going to have to buy an LED strip decoder. And for each light that you use, you're going to have to buy a separate decoder. Now, this video is about the lighting strip itself, and I can do a whole other video on that, so I'm going to save that all for another video for another day. Now, how much does this cost? The price is really going to vary because there's such a big price fluctuation in LED strips depending on what you get, the quality, the size, so on and so forth. And same thing with the channel strip. They're different sizes, different depths, so you really can go in deeper or lighter on the price. Now for me, when I purchased my channel track, I bought a pack of 10, which was about $35. So this allows me to create more and, do just a whole array of versatile projects that I want to do. Now for the LED strips, this cost me about $8 for 32 feet. And you can cut this to length and wire it up for whatever you need. Pretty straightforward. For the Velcro and shrink wrap, you're looking at $2 to $5 for each, maybe $5 to $10 for the shrink wrap. Price is going to vary wildly, but this is not that much of a significant cost. So for the entire project, this is about $50, which is actually going to give you a lot more yield because you have 8 other channel tracks. You've got a whole lot more LED strip. So there's a lot of product left over to create more with. All right, this looks clean. The LEDs are nice, they're bright, and I couldn't be happier with how this project turned out. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, share this video, don't be weird, subscribe, ring that bell, and leave me a comment. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.